got a gorgeous warm green salad for you today. I'm going to be using asparagus and beans with some crumbly, tasty little toppings. You can use whatever greens you've got access to throughout the year, but the toppings are really going to be the selling point if you've got some fussy vegetable eaters in your house. We've got these asparagus. You can see there's a little bit of a woody end and the really gorgeous lush end that's sort of crispy and soft depending on how you cook it. The easiest way to sort of break off where you don't want it is to literally click it off. If you want to tidy that, you can. If you've got a bigger asparagus, you can cut these in halves, but we really want them to be able to cook at about the same speed as the beans. So I'm just going to click all of those little asparagus ends off. They could make great chicken food, or if you're going to freeze them, there could be a stock at the end of the week. So we've got all of our asparagus bits. We'll save them for something else later. We've got our beautiful green beans. So we've got some water boiling, but I want to start doing the topping because that part is going to be really quick. So I've got a beautiful Rayco non-stick pan here. And to give non-stick a bit of a longer life, you'd never want to have it on the highest temperature. We're going to keep it on about 3/4. We've got beautiful shallots in here. So this is all about creating kind of a chunky dressing for our greens. We've got some currants. So both of these are adding some sweetness. We've got some pine nuts here. So that's actually all okay to sit there and soften. And once the oil has softened the shallots, then it'll start also browning and plumping up the currants. Quickly slice this garlic. You really want them to be visible in the dressing, but you also want them to soften through. So if they're too big, they're not going to cook in time, but if they are too small, you won't have the beautiful appearance of them. So it's a different color and texture and shape, which adds interest to our topping. So we'll pop that in there too. Give it a bit of a stir around. So the shallots are already starting to soften. So we want to be sort of stir frying this until we can start to see some golden color on those pine nuts. So we can see that our toasty, roasty, sweet topping there is getting some nice color. So I'm just going to add a little bit of seasoning, as much or as little as you like. The nuts and the onions and the greens all love a bit of salt, so use the best quality one that you can get your hands on. And that can stay there for another couple minutes while I blanch the greens. So what you're looking for with these greens is we want them to be maintaining some bite in the middle, so cooking them just al dente. We don't want them all old and soggy. We really value the texture here, but also maintaining as much nutrient quality as possible. So you really don't even need to drain these if you sort of just hover them above your pot a little bit. And they've literally had about a minute of cooking. So we want to sort of arrange them with their beautiful lengths of shapes across the center of the plate there. So depending on the time of year, if you didn't have access to beans and asparagus, or they weren't your favorite, you could use broccolini, or you could use broccoli and just cut it into finer pieces. You could use cabbage, just about any of your favorite greens. So we'll pop that aside. Then we're going to just scoop some of this. You can see all of that beautiful color, and those dried currants have sort of plumped up again. So we've got another beautiful texture just there. So this is perfect as a warm salad, but it also goes really beautifully with some barbecued or roasted meats. And what's left in there, that's chef snacks. So there we have our beautiful warm green salad, ready for you to enjoy, now or with friends.